Welcome to another edition of your Wednesday Night Sports Light, the platform sports talk show.
Did she subscribe?
Right.
She's down on YouTube.
Representing from the Boondocks. What up, Joe Bo?
Hello, what's up? Happy with
What up? Happy repping her Hey Sister Soldier look right now. Everybody give it up for Bunny. What's happening, Bunny?
Happy hump day.
T-Bone, what's going on, brother?
I'm back, and I don't know about better than ever, but I'm back.
What is going on, party people? It is your Wednesday Night Sports Delight, the platform sports talk show. I am boy Smooth. I think that may be on the highlight reel tape. And be glad that you are tuning in live along with the millions and millions of the platform sports talk show fans on once again your Wednesday Night Sports Delight.
Really?
Or really?
Drink truck backing up in the driveway with 97 million. There you go.
All you hear is this.
Somebody who's doing something to give back and letting the next generation.
Have me syrup on here.
Come on now, don't hit me too. You know I get emotional.
People watching around the world, no pressure. And we already have our favorite fan, Miss Williams, saying, "Welcome, Brandon."
Well, how are you, Miss Williams?
A guy who tried to give it his all and put on for the city, to be truthful. Because like I said, I'm St. Louis die hard.
The views of Smooth does not reflect the platform sports talk show or its sponsors.
So, what does it take to be number one? It takes a connection. Chains stitching the birds on the bat and the city together. Never forgetting our history and wearing your heart on your sleeve. It's a river flowing to the only place mightier than Mississippi, the Lou. You see, we brought something new to the Lou. Rich in tradition and immersed in cardinal red. Representing the 314. A fresh look. Threads for those who are St. Louis material. Doesn't matter if you started here or just arrived. When you're part of Cardinal Nation, you're from here. So say it loud. I'm from the Lou and I'm proud.
What is going on, party people? It is your Wednesday Night Sports Delight, the platform sports talk show. Your boy Smooth. And just to go ahead and put it out there, if I'm looking kind of pixelated or kind of choppy, I apologize. We had all these storms out here in the area, so the quality may not be as great right now. Hopefully throughout the show, it will be much, much more improved. So everything will be nice and crystal clear as our previous shows have been. You know, these St. Louis storms, Midwest storms, you know how crazy it gets, and looks like the signal may be a little bit choppy. So I do apologize in advance. But we're going to see how things go throughout the show. So once again, this is your Wednesday Night Sports Light. Thanks for tuning in. We have a great show, and I'm not going to hold them back because we got to talk about this video that I just put out here, the City Connect. So let me go ahead and bring her first. She is the host of Ladies Night. She got her little one right by her side playing with her right now. This busybody over there. Bunny, what's going on?
What up? What up? Happy hump day. What about say happy hump day?
Oh, hi. How you doing? What's happening? She just chilling.
Yep, that's a good thing. How you been doing? Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, she just relaxing. Now wait, you talk about a certain topic, start bouncing around. Can't have you talk.
Exactly. So we're gonna roll with it as long as we can before I have to go back on mute.
Right. You know, get it going. Up next, she's holding things down from the Boondocks. Just celebrated a birthday last week. We gotta talk about that. Jobo, what's going on with you?
What's up? Happy Hump Day. I'm 30 now, so I'm
Dirty
old.
30. Woo,
Well, welcome to the club. Well,
Yep.
club. I ain't there no more, but you know,
But
way back then, I was there.
a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Man, so far away. So while we have you on talking about your birthday, just talk about how your week was last week and what cool gifts did you get? What did you do?
So Wednesday we went out to eat. We got Mexican, and let me tell you, this was the fastest. I don't know if it's because it was a Thursday, but we sat down immediately, got our drinks within like 5 minutes, got our food like 10 minutes after that, and we were outie. We might have been sitting down for like 30, 45 minutes at this place all together. So that was awesome. And then we hung out with our friends, and then Friday kind of just chilled. But Saturday we went to Top Golf for the first time, which was very fun. Everyone knows it's kind of expensive, so we'll see when's the next time we go. But I had a lot of fun. I went what do you call that, to the drive-in range for the first time a couple weeks ago, and had a blast. So that might be something we do more often. But Brennan got me an Apple Watch, so it's my first Apple Watch.
Okay, all kind of first for you, huh?
Yeah. I mean, we've been talking about getting one of these for me for a little bit now, so I mean, it's cool. This technology is mind blowing. But and then I don't know, like Mia made me a cute little card and whatnot, so kind of just hung out, and we had people over Saturday after Top Golf and drank a little bit, played wiffle ball in the front yard, so it was fun.
Drink a little bit. Okay.
Oh, definitely a busy weekend. Yeah, birthday girl.
And how was Brenda's birthday?
Man, his was Friday. Like he had a friend from work come in, and my new job, I have a laptop, and they all have laptops, so we kind of just sat around in the garage and whatnot and worked and had some mimosas, but he didn't want to do anything. He's Brendan, I'll say that. But we still we still spoiled him. We had fun and whatnot. So yeah. I was telling him Top Golf was for him too, but he's like, no, that's just for you. So
look at him.
31's not important, I guess.
Well, shouts out to y'all both for being able to have a birthday back to back. Man, that's pretty amazing.
I mean, it's a lot going on for 2 days in a row, a whole weekend work, because two birthdays, same household.
Mia was so confused because Brendan told her, like, hey, it's mommy's birthday. Tell her happy birthday. And then we're putting her to bed. And I was like, yeah, and dad's birthday's tomorrow or whatever. And she's like, no, it's not. It's your birthday. And I'm like, no, daddy's birthday's tomorrow. And then she got really upset and she goes, but you didn't get any cake. Like, because we didn't have a cake on my birthday. We had cake Saturday. So she was extremely upset that we didn't have a birthday cake.
On my birthdays, cakes are synonymous, or it's not a birthday without a cake,
She was so upset. I'm like, baby, we will have cake this weekend, which we did, and she had like icing, and that was it. And but she's a little confused by it.
Oh, kids, gotta love them.
Thank you, Jamie.
And before we continue on, I got to go ahead and do the promo real quick. So everyone watching for the first time, thank y'all very much. Hope y'all will be enjoying this show for the next couple hours or so. Got a lot in store for y'all tonight. Last week, we had an incredible show. Bunny, thanks again for being on the show with me last week. As we had Malik Davis, he told us some incredible stories about what he was going to do in college, and he is about to go to China very soon. Had a great viewership and great feedback, and that's what our show is all about. But for those who are tuning in for the first time, we are on Facebook at the Platform Sports Talk Show. We're on the X at 314 Sports Talk. We on Instagram at Platform Sports Talk. We also on Gmail, Platform Sports Talk Show. If y'all know someone who will be an incredible guest on the show, give them that email. Or if y'all want us to be, come out to y'all events, sporting events. We'll come up, provide the coverage, the footage, get some interviews going, and just have a great time as we promote what's going on in the area and outside the area, if that's the case as well. And of course, they can go on YouTube, Jobo, subscribe and click on that
bell.
because Bunny, anytime we go live,
You will be notified.
there it is. The show will be archived as soon as we're done on the X, on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, and also we working on still getting Roku back together. They tripping, but we gonna get them together. You know, they got baseball on there now on Sundays, so they can get us back on, Joe Bo. You know what I'm saying? But you can also listen to us on Hot 365 Radio, where it is always hot. Go to the website, hot365radio.com, or go to your your iOS or Android device, and just put in Hot 365 Radio on the Play Store, and boom, you're going to be seeing the logo. You'll be hearing us. It sounds so freaking good. You can check us out there every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and also for our replay show, which is on Sundays at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. They also have that Twitch, twitch.tv/hot365 radio. And also you can check us out on twitch.tv/Smoooth Productions. That's Smooth with 3 O's. Every first Wednesday of the month. In 2 weeks, we have Ladies Night. And then the last Wednesday of the month, you have the fellas, which is next week for the Man Cave. So a whole lot going on your Wednesday night Sports Delight. And because I played the video and it got me hyped like I saw for the very first time, let's talk about it, y'all. The St. Louis City Connect baseball jerseys for the St. Louis Cardinals. Joe Bo, you were at the game. I know you've had some posts on social media recently because there's been some people who like, oh, that's dope. Like I said, you saw the person. Let's start off with you because you are our fashionista when it comes to baseball jerseys. So give us your thoughts in regards to these jerseys.
Yeah, I should have brought Brendan's hat down that we got. He got the alternate hat with the patch on as the logo. Yeah, it's really freaking cool. But no, I loved the video. I love, I like how they look. I was very nervous for what was going to possibly be our jersey, just not only because it's the Cardinals, but even though they don't have anything to do with it, but also because City Connects haven't been that great. But I love them. A lot of people have been complaining, saying they're too bland. I guess one thing I could agree with, like, yeah, it's on the patch, but maybe have the arch somewhere else on it too, just to be a little more present. But the river pinstripes, they're a lot more noticeable in person. I will say that. But they look sharp. I saw people all over the stadium wearing them already, and the STL hats. I mean, that video. How could you not get pumped up as a St. Louis sports fan, let alone just a Cardinals fan, seeing that? Yeah, I mean, I don't really have any complaints about it. I think I saw that Bill DeWitt said the only thing they told Nike is we want the birds on the bat on there still.
Right.
Other than that, do what you want to do. And the two things that people are complaining about is, one is the Lou. First off, like I said on my tweet from Monday, is that song came out 20 plus years ago, and people are acting as if this has never, that no one calls St. Louis the Lou. It's literally been in my Twitter bio for 5+ years now of all my stuff, and then said from the Lou and proud, and everyone's acting as if the Lou in whatever, New England or whatever, that's LOO. We're not talking about a toilet, we're talking about St. Louis, and people should know that, but it's literally plastered. There's a big O sign. On the skyline, you got the Budweiser signs all over the place saying brewed for the Lou. No one should be complaining about the Lou being on there. Okay, that's just the silliest thing. And then the other thing that people are complaining about is that it looks too similar to our spring training jerseys. If I'm not mistaken, for the last handful of years, everyone's been begging for the spring training jerseys to be one of our jerseys. And now people don't like it. So the only thing I guess we could have done is done the navy blue color of our road hats as the jersey. maybe that would have been a little more different, and maybe people would have liked that. But I mean, I've seen others be like, why aren't we doing the baby blues? Because we have baby blue jerseys already. Like, we've never had a red jersey like this before, so I don't understand why people are complaining, including the players. I don't know why the players just... have you guys seen Pittsburgh's City Connects?
Yeah.
They're dumb. Have you guys seen the Brewers? Their patch is literally... Their patch is literally a grill for barbecuing.
Oh, Milwaukee.
Their patch, like ours, is the arch, the St. Louis flag logo, and STL. That's cool. The Brewers is a grill.
When did Milwaukee be synonymous with grilling and barbecue? Maybe I missed the memo.
Because they're known for their brats in Milwaukee.
Right.
So then do a brat, not a whole barbecue. Again, off subject. So go ahead, Joe, and we'll come back to it. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it's like, I know like some people like they're just bland and this and that, but like the only ones that are out there really are Detroit. Theirs are kind of out there. The Tampa Bay Rays are out there, and I'll say like, oh my gosh, who was I thinking of? San Diego's is kind of out there because theirs is all bright and vibrant. I like that. But like, other than that, everyone else is kind of just bland as well. Like Chicago's, the White Sox are one of the best ones, but it's just black with white pinstripes. I really like the Marlins, like that one's cool. But other than that, I don't see whose is really...
Royals. How about the Royals?
I mean, the Royals, theirs are kind of just bland too, though. Like the KC is different on there, and that's it. They have a different color blue.
Now, you said KC, they will be synonymous with a grill. Just take it even further. A whole slab of ribs, and people already know what time it is. Oh, barbecue makes sense. Okay. What the? Because y'all grill brats, meaning you get a man. Listen. I'm sorry. Again,
I'll just say that they look really, really good in person. Fred, you'll have to let us know on when you go to the game this weekend, but they look really clean in person. And like I said, and this goes for any aspect of the game. There's Twitter fans, and then there's fans. Everyone on Twitter is dishing it like crazy, and like I said, on Monday, I've seen a lot of people wearing these jerseys. Before I even got to my seat, there's a lot of people wearing these jerseys and wearing the hats. So obviously, the fans like them. I like them. I think they look great.
Bunny, your thoughts?
I like the jerseys. For people who say they don't like the lube per se, you already stated it. Nelly had that song literally 20 years ago. But that's not even that. I'm thinking, if you're going to complain about something per our chat, complain about the winning record. The jerseys are fine. They fit St. Louis. I guess some people wanted St. Louis, which would have been really, really whack. The Lou, perfect. You said the pinstripes, you can see it better in person. That's good, because I'm like, I really don't see it. I saw it up close, but as far as like from this view on the screen, it doesn't look defined. But I mean, we're not a pinstripe type team. Leave that for the Yankees, Mets, White Sox. But I love it. I read the article on Bill DeWitt. He just said he likes, and we can spin off on this later, the traditional thing of Cardinal baseball. He specifically said he wanted to stick with the tradition of the birds on the bat. Not a problem. And they succeeded in that. Plus gave us modern day vernacular, calling it the Lou. They hit the nail on the head with the rivers. I mean, I'm here for it. I personally like navy blue instead of the baby blue. Like the baby blue throwback, I'm not a fan of that color. But navy blue, like when we have our the old, was it the Saturday hats or baseball ones from years ago, used to have the red bird on navy blue hat. I like navy blue and the red together. So if they would have made the accent color navy blue or made our jersey navy blue with red, I've been happy with it. But this is fine too. The hat wise, as Stan mentioned, area code, that'd have been dope too, 2314. But if you do STL, maybe they've done it in navy blue instead or something. Just switch it up a little bit. But I like it. And for whoever on Twitterverse that's saying they don't like it, dollars speak volumes. There's enough more people that like it than don't like it. So that'd be all right. But I'd rather see this jersey all the time than our Saturday throwback jerseys. Just saying.
And that's what I was saying with the navy blue. That navy blue hat they wear when they're playing a team that has red. That is the only thing I can think of that they could have done is make it that color and everything else is the same. You know, red and all that good stuff. I still think that would have looked cool too. But I like this a lot because again, everyone's been saying they want the spring training jerseys to be one of our jerseys.
I do too. Like, I don't know why they went away from the red spring training jersey this year. I'm like, what are y'all doing? This we so basic and traditional.
That was the league, Bunny. The league was denying them for wearing the red spring training because of this right here. So that's the league doing, not the Cardinals.
Because you can only have like 4 jerseys or something like that, or 5.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
once
the Phillies last year had a red one too.
So once City Connect is over with, then we can go back to having our red spring training jerseys.
Yes, I believe so. And then also from now on, for years down the line, this is going to be an alternate jersey.
I like it.
Yeah. So this jersey ain't going nowhere unless they do like the Dodgers and maybe get some new ones down the line. But this is going to be our jersey for now on. You're going to see red during the regular season as well.
A couple things the Dodgers getting another one makes me think that the Yankees aren't going to get one. Like, people are complaining about the Cardinals being too traditional.
The Yankees
That's what the Wit wants it though. The Wit said he had to have the tradition in the jersey though,
which is fine. But I'm saying the Yankees are way more about tradition than the Cardinals are, and there is no way in hell they're going to do something crazy. There's no way. I can't see it. If they can't have a damn stubble on their face, they're not going to be able to have neon colors on their jersey. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to happen. But I know Austin Hedges, he's a catcher for the Guardians. He said that he thinks that the league should do multiple. Every team should have a couple of these, just because you're promoting the game. The team's making money from it, obviously. Just within the last couple of years, players were able to design their own shoes. So, slowly start moving their way up of doing bats and different cool gloves and, all that stuff. There's only so much you can do to make the game of baseball more appealing and more fun to the younger crowd. This is one of those things that you could do.
And before I give my opinion, we have someone else who is ready to get on. He's part of the main show, also part of the Man Cave. He's ready. He got his Cardinal cap on. I can't tell a T-shirt right now. Speaking of T, what's up, T-Bone? How you doing?
What's up? What's up? What's up? How y'all doing?
Man, be good, man.
What's good?
I've been a little busy, but I am happy to be back. And that jersey, that jersey was growing on me a little bit. I don't like the font. Gotta be honest. The font's not for me. It looks like kind of Coca-Cola-ish, and I like Coca-Cola, but that's what it kind of reminds me
of. Let's see. I want to give more of my thoughts after the game Saturday. The wifey and I, baby girl, will be going to the game Saturday where they'll be debuting the jerseys on the field. So I really want to reserve my full opinion on it. First, I do say I do like them. I don't hate it. I think I share the same sentiments as others where, because like you said, Joe Bo, it's the Cardinals. No, I think you said, but because it's Bill DeWitt, it was a safe route. You know what I'm saying? They didn't do the splashy, like, oh my God, this is so different move. They did a safe route in which the jersey does look like our regular jerseys. On, the difference is, of course, the Cardinals is not on there. It's the Lou. And of course, the pinstripe, which, like you said, Joe, it stands out. So that's why I say it wasn't like a whoa wow moment. It's like a okay, it's a Cardinals type of thing that they did by being real safe with it, which, like I say, it's not bad. You know what I'm saying? It'd be different if it just sucked like the freaking, who was that? The Cleveland Guardians? Like I know, Joe, you say you liked it.
I like the Guardians.
I don't care about those. You know, the CLE thing. I'm like, nah, I'm good on that. But the Cardinals, like I said, it was a very safe way of doing it and not going above and beyond. You know, I was looking for, like you said, Joe, maybe the arch have it on the jersey some way, somehow, you know, whatever.
Or they could have put on the back of the jersey, the arch.
Something that could have been like a different pop, but like I said, the Cardinals organization, they just don't roll like that. They're by the book, they're safe, and that's just how it is. But one thing they have not shown yet, Joe, which I'm looking forward to seeing Saturday, is what kind of helmet are they going to rock? Because they have not shown the helmets yet. They just shown the caps. They have not shown the helmet. So I'm wondering what the helmet is going to be. Is it going to be the same as the STL on Goldsmith's hat? Or will it be the regular helmets that they wear already now? Or will it be something different? I look forward to seeing that on Saturday.
I'm thinking it's going to be something to match this, just because, every other team that has, a City Connect, like if you look at the Padres, they don't have their brown poopy color with yellow mustard on it. They have, the neon colors on it and whatnot. And I think the Rays have black with like the purple bill. I'm pretty positive. So I'm sure they'll have some. I can't imagine them doing just what we already have.
What else they could have done, but it's not the Cardinal way. Have the two birds look like they on steroids, like real big, almost like what's that Looney Tune character?
Monstars?
Like the old chicken. What's a bit? Not a chicken. You know, say how big he looks.
Or Leghorn.
Yeah, something like that.
Call him Big Mac.
That'd be a shocker right there.
Big Mac on the bat. There we go.
You know what I'm saying? Something like that's a shocker that you talking about. Smooth. You want that shock? Oh, this is what would that? That definitely be, but it'll be some fierce looking birds though. Like, yeah, I wasn't ready for that. We going to battle, even though we some Cardinals, baby. We some on steroid pumped up Cardinals, something like that.
I don't think they ever advertise steroids.
Yeah, I guess I shouldn't use that word. Bad luck. Huh? No churches looking birds on the bat, not those kind. I'm sorry.
They want some Tyson's best, no extra stuff added, but they're
non-GMO type birds. There we go.
But yeah, so like I said, I look forward to seeing it on Saturday. I'm gonna take my photos. Could be like 4 rows from the field, so I have a great view. And then I guess I'll have my official, 100% take. But I look forward to it. It's gonna be fun, and to play the Cubs, a rivalry game. So it should be pretty amazing. Speaking of which, I know T-Bone, you went to the game this past week. How was your experience against the Red Sox?
Hey, listen.
No, last weekend. I'm sorry.
There is nothing I can complain about. This Friday night, we went out to the to Busch Stadium. Right after I got off from work, I said, you know what? Let me go look at some tickets. And boy, oh boy, was I surprised when I saw that you can find some pretty decent tickets for like $5 each. I mean, $10 when you include the fees. And we, brought the family down there, and we got ripped off with some concessions. But
highway rip off or just a subtle rip off? Which one? What's the version of the rip off?
Let me see this way. We paid for the 3 of us. We paid $30 to get into the game, and I feel like the concessions was somewhere like $60 or $70, and we're just talking like a couple burgers and a couple drinks and a cheese cup for some fries. That's all it was. It was $60. But I got a beer cup though.
Yeah, so we brought my mom along. So the Orioles, I think I said it on here before, but my family are big Orioles fans as well. And so now that they come to, we go to each other's stadiums now, because MLB woke up a little bit. Two times now the Orioles have been in town. We've got a big group of us and went. And brought my mom along for her Mother's Day gift, and we went and got 2 of the aluminum Michelobes and got Mia a bag of popcorn. $31. My mom was like, "Are you sure? Like, it's your Mother's Day gift. Just calm down. You're fine." And I offered to buy her more. I got more later on, but it's like $31 for. I could have gotten a 12-pack and a big box of Butter Lovers for that.
And the same Michelob and all that Budweiser bill coming from down the street, literally. Busch Stadium, the brewery. Look how close they are.
In my case, I knew what was up before I went there.
Yeah.
And like, I had RJ, I said, "Hey man, we went and got him a Happy Meal before we went." He was eating that burger. He said, "Yeah, I don't really want this." I said, "You're gonna be hungry when you go to the stadium." He's like, "No, I won't be hungry when I go there. Not at all." He was hungry. And that's where the second burger came. So, but anyway, as far as the game goes, I mean, look, I probably picked the best game of the season to go to so far, because I think we saw the Cardinals hit 3 home runs in that game. There was a couple from the Red Sox, which, it's a thrill of a home run, but not like the home team. But I mean, what was the final score? We didn't even get to see the final score because, again, 4-year-old. So, but we left in like the end of the 7th, and I think they were up like 9-3 or something, 9-4 or something like that at that point. So we knew by that point they've got it at the end of the 7th. So I was pretty happy with the game, and it wasn't packed. It wasn't hard to get around. So they may want to fix that, but there were tickets that were as low as like $1, like $1.
And I was mind blown by that. You went Friday, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was mind blown. We had it on TV, and I was like, "It's the Red Sox!" Like,
right.
Another historic team that we've played in the World Series against before, and they got some good young talent, and they got Tyler O'Neill coming back. And I was surprised that, I mean, I knew it wasn't going to be like jam packed because from, we've talked about it before on here, but seats are always pretty decently cheap, and it's the Red Sox, and it was a Friday night, and yeah, I seen that too, but I was surprised at how kind of packed it was on Monday, but it could have been because the Metro was there and whatnot, and the Jersey and the Orioles and whatnot, but it was decently packed on Monday, and then, I was shocked by Friday when the Red Sox were in town.
Yeah, that's what shocked me, because I'm like, it's the Red Sox. And if it were the Red Sox and the Cardinals playing like 5 years ago, that place probably would have sold out. Now, that probably would have, because of the scarcity of the AL games back then. But, I mean, like, yeah, it was crazy. I'm like, we're like walking around, like, when you're walking in the concourse and you're not bumping into anybody, you ain't touching nobody. Like, there's space. Like those people on the golf carts driving through, like they didn't even have to honk the horns because they could just go wherever they needed to in there. So, but I mean, again, it was nice and enjoyable, but it was definitely like a casual Friday out there.
Well, hopefully they get the memo, because I read an article that the Wed
they don't care
if butts are in those seats.
They don't care that they're getting paid.
Crazy.
Look, we were in section 235. We were in the front row, and again, 4-year-old could not see over the thing in the front there. So we were like, maybe we should move. And I looked over to the left, and it's like 5 or 6 rows where there is nobody in any of the seats. So we had our pick of where we wanted to go. Like, there was no issues. There was nothing like, there was no question. Like, you could go on the ticket app and look and see, like, yeah, all of these tapes or all of these seats are empty. Nobody's bought the seats.
So Saturday, once again, because the Cubs game, tickets are like about $18 this time. If it was maybe last week, it would have been like 3 or 4. This week they're about 18 in the bleachers. And I expect that to be a packed house. Saturday night, Cubs are in town. And City Connect debuts. I expect Busch Stadium to be 40,000 people this weekend. So we'll see, but I expect to have that.
I will lower your expectations to 35,000, not 40. Until we know they just started going on the street, but we don't get too happy yet. But I'm just saying, with the talk of not just DeWitt don't care about busting the seats, word on the street, DeWitt is talking about trying to ask the taxpayers to help renovate Busch Stadium. And y'all putting crappy product out there, not trying to spend, and you want taxpayers to help renovate this mug?
So here's the thing about that. He's saying that that's not true, and that the Riverfront Times, who just announced today, have been bought out, and everyone has been laid off. So to those who work at the Riverfront Times, we all hope that there's the grass is green on the other side, that you're able to find something very quick, because they've been around since God knows how long. But DeWitt is saying that they have not officially asked the public for funds, because they don't even know exactly what they're going to be looking into at this time. So they don't have any kind of plan to ask the public for anything as of right now.
But the Riverfront Times has been around literally about 40 years. They have been credible all this time. Why all of a sudden is it going to be a questionable article? Because my thing is this: Busch Stadium, the ownership has asked before for money for the Busch Stadium win. Now the old one. So don't say like they said they ain't gonna ask for. That's not a leaked article. That what they did their job. Just like what did the Taylor family do? They asked for taxpayer to build that stadium. We said no. Then they came back and did it on their own. So all I'm saying, credible journalists and newspapers wouldn't put out a fake article or something that's not true if they didn't get some information on the inside.
Real quick. 1977, 47 years.
Okay, there we go. And there's the cap.
So the bill's a different red than up here.
I like that.
But yeah, so the pinstripes look darker like this on the actual, and didn't even realize it until we bought it. It's got the Lou on the side. Let me tell you. I know we saw Polo that does the Spanish with Benji. He posted this on X before we went to the game, and Brandon's like, if you see it, I want to get it. And this stuff's like $20 more at the stadium than it is at Lids, and they ain't cheap at Lids. I'm just saying that, but it was worth it. That's
okay,
pretty cool though.
Did they use the same font as the regular Cardinals logo, or is that, or I'm talking about for the where it says the Lou?
I think the L, and I think that's all the same. It's just we don't have THE on actual Cardinals.
But you know what I mean? Like it looks, even though in my mind I can see like, okay, this is the same font as the Cardinals. Mm-hmm. However, it just looks so weird, maybe because I'm just not used to seeing some of the letters, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I have something nearby, but I don't.
And then plus the two words are spaced out where normally it's all one word, Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
It looks.
Yeah, I think it's the same, honestly.
That's what it looked like they're going for.
Back to the jersey real quick. The only other thing I could think of that they could have done to make it like crazy, besides Bunny, what we were talking about with the navy blue instead of red, is the I don't know if you guys got Blues jerseys or not, but they have not the Cardinals. They have the St. Louis like flag on the inside, like the colors. You know, they could have done maybe down the middle, had it there, or maybe on the trim. Like I know the Orioles have their city colors. It's kind of like a rainbow type thing on the trim of their sleeves. Maybe done something like that. It's nothing too out of the norm. But, maybe they could have done that. But, I mean, again, I like them. For the Cardinals, again, I expected full-heartedly to hate them. And I really like them. So I'm happy.
Oh, Bunny on mute.
My bad. Okay, try it again. My bad, y'all. But I agree with what she just said, though, with the hat and the design. But, again. We'll see. We'll wait for Smooth's comments after Saturday and see what he thinks. But
I think you're gonna like them even more after you see them on Saturday.
I like that hat. Can't lie.
Yeah.
I said that could be Brennan's early Father's Day present. I'll rock it in a heartbeat.
He's gonna be on the beach on Father's Day. He doesn't need anything.
I like it. I like it. Enjoy it. Live it up. Live it up. So that is our first segment. Normally it is you know, I have my attention, but because I had the video started for the show, I had to go ahead and hold things down with our views of the City Connect jerseys. Please feel free throughout the show to leave your comments. Let us know your thoughts on the jerseys and all other topics that we have on the show this evening. Now, let's go to our normal scheduled topic. You now have my attention. What sports story or stories has your attention? Bunny, let's go and start off with you.
How about Anthony Edwards? Woo! Enough said. If y'all don't know, Minnesota Timberwolves, that's an all-star. He was already great this season. We know that. But the fact that Ant Edwards, Cat, Conley, just them boys, go Bear, even though he plays soft sometimes to be a big man.
Oh my God. Yes, we will, honey. Yes, we will. Because I was telling my wifey the same thing during game 7. I'm like, dude, you 7 feet tall and you play soft as a freaking piece of paper. Like, come on.
Hey, T-Bone, I hit us know when he'll tell us. All I said was he plays soft, and that was it. But you went hard on him. I said he plays, but you went on hard how soft he played. I was soft with it. That's good. We good, but that's it. How about T-Wolves? Game 1 just started too for the conference final on the West, but shout out to the Anthony Edwards show out, dude. That's it.
So 2 things real quick. The wifey, shouts out to you. She's getting her nails and feet done right now, watching the show and everything. She says in regards to the caps, Joe, she like it, but she cheat, which means I'll be getting it for her. Second, she is now a part of the Anthony Edwards fan club, Bunny. She officially followed him last night on Instagram and whatever, and she was like, "Yeah, that's my dude now." Oh, I can't hear you.
Shout out Jamie, great job for being on the not bandwagon, but becoming a fan. He did his job, what he's supposed to do. So, yeah, I'm glad. Hey, no offense, Jamie. The Suns, even if they bring back everybody next year, they're not gonna go for it. T-Wolves showed up, they showed out, they ready. So I'm glad you on board with Anthony Edwards, because I don't see your boy KD getting too many more times to go to the playoffs before he hang it up. But welcome, and welcome.
Jobo, what about yourself? What has your attention?
Major League umpires.
Oh my God, that too. Oh my
God! Hey, Frank's been on the road today.
not even just the Cardinals game today, even though that was disgusting. There's been, I think they're like, they know that their time's coming or something, and so they're just trying to be as bad as humanly possible this year, because they're usually pretty bad, but this year it's only May, and it's been oh my gosh, horrible. Like, there was once where a fan was yelling at the umpire, and the umpire threw out Aaron Boone. Skip Schumacher, I just watched the John Boy breakdown. He does lip readings, and the Marlins dugout was not happy about a call, and the umpire told them no more. And then someone said, "You're out." And Skip Schumacher came out and he's like, "Who?" And he said "who" like 10 times. And at some point, the umpire and the crew chief umpire said, "Just pick someone."
What?
He literally said, "Just pick someone. Just pick a position player. Just pick someone." And so that, I saw that when I was eating dinner, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is from like a week or 2 ago, but he just now got the lip reading. It is so bad. Ali today, Newbar got rung up on 3 pitches in the right-hander's batter's box. Last night, he got thrown out of the game because the umpire's staring at him in the dugout. He's wanting to throw someone out. I don't know. If Ali wants to keep getting thrown out, that's fine by me, because it obviously pumps the guys up, but it's a Major League Baseball thing. The umpires are getting worse and worse, and no one goes there to watch you guys. We go there to watch the players. We go to Busch Stadium to go, "No!" You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't go there to watch you throw out Newbar, and it's bad.
it's the famous Temptations clip, Bunny. Ain't no one gonna see you, Otis. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's the same thing with the NBA. It's bad too. Like it was watching the game last night, Boston and Indiana, but also Game 7 with the Timberwolves and the Nuggets, and like it was blatant plays where a player was actually trying to foul Anthony Edwards, and the referee was right in front of the play, and he still didn't call the foul. And Anthony Edwards like, what is going on? You know what I'm saying? It's like the refs are trying to make it about them, and like you said, Joe, the fans didn't pay all their money to see your BS. And then what's his name? Angel Hernandez, is that his name? And then the other one, CB Buckner. Those two guys got to go. I am sorry. They just be calling blatant balls. Like it could be the ball could have hit the freaking backstand and it would have been called a strike. Like that's how bad these umpires are and referees. And what is so sad is that these leagues aren't holding these umpires and refs accountable for nothing. They don't allow them to do press interviews to say why this was called, whatever. It's like, where's the grading system where you like, you know what, Angel, CB, there's just been too many complaints about what's going on in the field. We can't have to keep on doing this. You know, it has to be something, but they're not doing anything.
It's even today. Whenever Ali wants to ask, he wants to talk to the guy that
right. I saw that.
And then the crew chief comes in and like he's like, I'll take care of it. I'll take care of it. I'm gonna send the group the video of the John Boy breakdown. It's one of the best ones. I'll find the Ali one too from the Brewers series a couple weekends ago. It's ridiculous. I don't go to the ballpark to see Angel Hernandez in a City Connect jersey. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gotten way out of hand. I know they're probably getting nervous because a lot of people really like the strike system that they're trying out in AA, AAA, and whatnot, but it's just been worse than any other year that I can think of, especially this early on. Like, seriously, I don't like Aaron Boone either, but he didn't even say anything. A fan said something, and you threw out Aaron Boone because a fan said something. You're in New York, bro. A lot of fans are saying things, and it's never pretty, okay? So, like, it's gotten way out of hand. It's been bad.
T-Bone, what has your attention? Hopefully I can be calm after you say your point.
I don't know, T-Bone. No hold faith in him because he's been rolling tonight.
Look, all I'm going to say is,
oh goodness, there we go.
You know, my thing, because I was making sure it's not on the list on the agenda, but there's a lot of moving television shows going around, a lot of moving TV rights, possibly.
Oh God,
most likely. You know, the NBA seems to want to go back to it looks like the NBA is coming back on NBC, and we might be getting some Showtime video games because it's going to be Showtime, folks. The NBA back on NBC, leaving Turner after how many years has it been on? Like since like 1987, 88.
It's been over 35 years, man.
So I mean, look, they coming back, but you know, it's actually the chat earlier that actually made me think of this, because the question is, where are those guys going to go? Are they going to go to NBC? Are they going to come to Disney, ESPN? Are they possibly going to go to Amazon? Is big tech going to do it again? I think, and again, I said, Smoooth, this is nothing new for you, but I think that there's an outside chance that maybe TNT keeps this group together, and maybe they come up with something similar to, like, I mean, they already have the show Inside the NBA. Keep it like how inside the NFL, you know, get TNT some NBA coverage without actually having NBA games. It's good for everybody. It just spreads the coverage around. More fees that the NBA can collect, and as far as rights fees, gives Turner something that people definitely tune in to see. So, I feel like that actually might be something good. And I want to have it on the record that I put that out there in the universe now before it comes out there later on and they're surprised.
I just wonder if, because with inside the NBA, and they're known for having, after the game interviews and having NBA players on the show, whether in studio, whatever. If they lose their TV, their NBA rights, will the NBA allow them to still have NBA players on their show, or will they just strictly have to just worry about providing highlights and have their own discussions and that's it?
Well, okay, so here's what I was thinking, right? So when you're looking at NBA coverage, or let's switch it around. So like NFL, right?
Mm-hmm.
The way the NFL is set up, the games come on later. Like, what time does the average NBA game start in prime time? It starts at like 8 o'clock, right? Or 7 o'clock Central, right?
Right.
Well, what's on local channels, on local NBC channels during the time where the pregame show is on?
We talking about like the news or something?
The news is normally on. So, I mean, a lot of those affiliates aren't necessarily going to want to bump the news for the NBA pregame show. So then it would be, okay, well, maybe the games start later, or, not everybody has the same stuff. But so, I don't know, maybe they could have a national pregame show, or, highlights, almost like a Sports Center type for just specifically basketball, where, they show that stuff. They have exclusive interviews and stuff like that. And there's no reason why they can't go to the games or anything like that, but, they just can't show the actual game live. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's something that they could probably work out. And that would save WBD a ton of money, what they're paying for NBA rights right now. And I don't think that the other ones would necessarily get mad, because they're promoting the games that are about to be on their networks. Almost like how radio shows work, where you have the syndicated radio shows that they can't play the game, but they'll get the pregame coverage and the after,
Right. I got you. Cool. Bunny, your thoughts on this potential devastating news that Turner may not have the rights anymore to the NBA?
I just said the writing is there. I mean, the contracts are halfway signed. I just think that it is sad that great chemistry, but T-Bone's suggestion works as well. So it's TBD. But definitely these are individual contracts that they'll have to sign with other networks. Arnie's been at Warner Brothers so long, who knows if he's ready to move like that or not. But
he said he's not.
That nucleus is going to be so hard to replace. It's like the band is breaking up, and it's not their fault though. Now again, those three, Shaq, Kenny, and Charles, they can work with other people, but we just seen this work. What they have is work. They're not an Emmy-winning show just because, and they're behind-the-scenes producers. That's who really gets affected by this. You all the behind-the-scenes producers, floor directors, the graphic, and just all of them, because they help make the show run. Like, I love when they bring up the tweets from people and memes and gifs. How quick they do that. That's not the owner of talent doing it, but they help bring that show together, and that's who I'm gonna feel sorry for. Like, they can take their talents elsewhere, but it just worked how they have it. So I'm gonna be sad to see it go. So next season, I'm enjoy every episode like this last. Like, they did another top 10, because I still cry and laugh so hard because all the jokes they do on each other. Like, that is funny when they run into the board, pushing each other, shoving, that is just straight natural, and it's so funny. And especially how big Shaq is, Lord have mercy. Right. He choked on the chips and stuff. That was funny. Unscripted stuff I love. I'm gonna miss that.
Yeah. And my biggest takeaway is this just shows that it doesn't matter how great you are. Money rules over everything. it doesn't matter how great the chemistry is, doesn't matter how great the show is, how great the ratings are. Money talks, and it's irrelevant to, you know, how great you are is irrelevant, because it's all about that dollar. And with NBC coming in with that bank that they did, and Amazon, and how the NBA is like, well, much love to you, TNT. No matter if y'all have been the greatest thing we ever had, y'all helped elevate the brand more than any other network that we ever had covered NBA. Peace out, about to move on. It just shows that it ain't personal, it's business.
But to be fair, that was WBD with David Zaslav, who last year even told shareholders, we don't need the NBA. You know, you start that, and then the other thing is, this is why mergers and acquisitions are not always best for consumers, because, you know, you wind up having some leveraged transactions, which winds up putting a lot of debt on some of these companies. So WBD has a lot of debt that they need to get rid of, and they could pay the NBA the going rate, or they could try to trim back and get some of this debt paid off so that they can stay in business for a while.
You hit the nail on the head when you're talking about that debt, because I used to work for the company that used to own Warner Brothers, which is TNT was under, and then they sold them off because they need to get rid of debt, and that still never came off their balance sheet. Stakeholders, y'all. I know we talking about sports and the business side, but that takes a whole nother level. When you got to talk about your shareholders and the stakeholders that's involved in making the engine run good. I mean, Smoooth said about the money. They got rid of debt, and they like the NBA show was great, but the TNT is not gonna make the money that they need to. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the media eyes, how many people you can buy the ads on your network at the time slots. But it's still not the biggest engine that they have, so they're not gonna pour more money into it. I mean, other stuff they got to worry about, unfortunately.
So what has my attention? It's a few things I want to bring up. We'll start off with the WNBA. They announced, I think 2 weeks ago, that the Golden State organization is going to be called the Valkyries. Look forward to them coming out. I believe next season is when they will make their debut. And also Toronto will be getting a team as well. So the WNBA is definitely expanding. Shouts out to the ladies. They continue to do amazing things. One of the reasons why they're doing even more amazing things, and I said this, Joe and Bunny, on the show we had a while back, but Caitlin Clark is still, of course, had a lot of eyes on her. Probably about maybe 2 months ago, she was America's darling. Like, everyone was just loving everything that she was doing for the college game, brought the eyes. And as soon as she stepped on the court for her first game, all of a sudden, the same people that were like, go Caitlin, are the same ones now that's showing hate and criticizing her. And I said this last week on the show, Bunny, I think you recall, when I was saying that, to Malik, 2 weeks ago, she was playing college ball. Her body isn't developed yet to be playing against 25, 30-year-old women who's been in the league for 5, 10 plus years, professionals. She's going to get there. She's going to find her game. But the biggest issue that I'm seeing right now, and I'm not sure if y'all have seen it, but from just seeing the comments, seeing all the pub and whatever else, is that they're making this more racial now because of her being a white girl. They're making this a bigger issue because they're trying to put that narrative out there, and some are probably doing it. They don't want to say, they don't want to put the name out there, but a lot of Black WNBA athletes are saying, well, where was this when this person was doing this? When I was doing this, why all this is happening now? But as we all said before, I think you said this a while back, Joe, that while that Diana Taurasi was like, oh, but wait till she get in the league, which is true. When she get in the league, it's going to be a different ball game. But at the same token, she's going to bring money. T-Bone. She's going to bring money to the WNBA. And now you're seeing these teams selling out arenas. They got to move to bigger venues. stuff like that. But they're including race into it, and Caitlin Clark isn't doing anything wrong. She ain't out here saying the wrong stuff. She ain't out here trashing anyone. You know what I'm saying? She just out here just trying to ball, play the game that she loves. And let me look at the comments first. Let's see. Miss Dub says she's still the best scorer on the field on losing. Because of her, they're losing, inspire her. The rest of the team needs to step up. In which that's going to happen in due time because she's still learning, you know, the team. But LeBron James said something on JJ Redick show. And for those who are listening and watching me right now, if I'm choppy, I do apologize of the storms that we had these last 2 days. Or the signal here at the house is kind of choppy, so I do apologize for that. Y'all know I'm normally smooth with everything. But anyway, but LeBron James said this recently, and I'm glad that he put this out here because this is exactly how I feel. Check this out.
The one thing that I love that she's bringing to her sport, more people want to watch. More people want to tune in. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it fucked up. Caitlin Clark is the reason why a lot of great things is going to happen for the WNBA. But for her individually, I don't think she should get involved on nothing that's being said. Just go have fun, enjoy, you know. But I'm rooting for Caitlin because I've been in that seat before. I've walked that road before. I hope she kills. I hope Aaliyah Boston does amazing. You know, I hope they do great. You know, I'm just kind of in this mode right now because I'm getting the same, you know, thing from watching my son, who's a 19-year-old, kind of getting a lot of animosity and hatred towards him when he's just a kid trying to live out his dream. You know, there's a very small number of men and women that actually get to live out their dream of playing a professional sport. And we have grown-ass men and women out here doing whatever they can to try to make sure that does not happen. That is the weirdest thing in the world, but it is what it is. And I'm glad that Caitlin has a great head on her shoulder.
Now, T-Bone, as soon as LeBron said something, said a certain thing, I saw your face like, well, hold on. So go ahead and say what you're going to say, T-Bone.
I hear the helicopter dad right now. That's what I hear right now because he wasn't talking about Caitlin Clark. He was out here trying to get for his 6'1" child who wants to have fun in the NBA, but is not 6'4" like they've been trying to make him seem. He's up here trying to make it seem like, wow, Caitlin Clark, who is up here, and my son is. Well, he's up here too, you know. No. I'm so glad you played that. Here we go. GM LeBron James out here again, trying to make a story about him. This story is about Caitlin Clark. You want to talk about Caitlin Clark and the money she's going to bring to the NBA because she is different than everybody else. She's a story. You can make that racial if you want to or not, but the at the end of the day, eyeballs are attracted to stories. I wish some wrestling organizations could understand that. But as far as his son, like, don't keep your son's name out of Caitlin Clark's story. How about that?
Yeah, as soon as he said that, I said, T-Bone is going to go off. And
okay, my son is Caitlin Clark too. We're all Caitlin Clark.
Yeah. No, that's totally different. And I mean, I think that what he's trying to say is because of who he is, he being LeBron James' son, that because his dad is one of the, you know, arguably one of the top two best players in the game, that he's going to be criticized because of him being follow up his dad's footsteps. But like you said, he should have just stayed with Caitlin Clark. But I'm glad that he did speak on behalf of Caitlin because, like he said, just go out there, Caitlin, keep on doing what you're doing. I'm a big fan because you are something different. And truthfully, that's what LeBron, when he came up through the ranks in high school to the pros, he was just something different than the average player that we saw in the NBA. And you get those guys, you know, Patrick Mahomes, he's different than most quarterbacks in the NFL. Joe Bo, who would you say in hockey? Sid the Kid, or is there someone else out there right now that like stands out that's different than everybody else?
I mean, Connor McDavid, Austin Matthews, they're just
Right.
built differently.
Right. So, and of course, truthfully, we all know that basketball has been for the last up 10 years, well, probably forever for real, has been more of a black dominant sport. You know what I'm saying? So for them to see what she's doing as once again a white girl getting all that acclaim and attention, it is getting some people riled up. But as you said, T-Bone, and then as I think we said this last week, buddy, sports is always about a good story. And Kelly Clark is an incredible story to follow. And we're going to see what happens down the line. That's a great story to follow. And it's going to gain attention no matter what she does.
This isn't a Caitlin Clark thing, but just WNBA in general. I seen the last couple days. It's cool. I don't know who's on the LA WNBA team, but there were some WNBA players taking pictures with Otani, and then whoever's on the Chicago team was taking pictures with Imanaga the other day. So I don't know, it's just cool, seeing
Angel
them.
Reese and Cardosa. That was
I knew Angel Reese, but it was just cool seeing, like they're, meeting each other and whatnot. It's cool seeing, because I can't remember a time of seeing WNBA players going to baseball games and taking pictures with some of the biggest stars in the world and whatnot. So I don't know, it's cool.
Y'all remember Lynn Sanity?
Yep.
Yao Ming, like there's a story there. It's wow, look at this. This is different. You don't see this every day. That's the story. Like, I don't know.
No, you're right.
They to make money.
Many people have seen, because he's what? Not Chinese, but what's his nationality?
Who?
Jeremy Lin.
Let me see. Let me look.
But to see someone of his descent to do what he did in that stretch of games was amazing. And then you saw, wait till he played the Lakers and play Kobe Bryant and whatever. And then when he did show up and play, everyone was like, "Oh," you know what I'm saying?
Chinese.
Okay, he is. Okay. I ain't gonna disrespect, his origin. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like you said, you just have those people who come a different background, and they come up and they doing what others would do, and it's like, okay, who this dude? You know what I'm saying? Why he doing all this? But it's a great story.
Yeah.
So we got that. Second, LaMelo Ball. We all know that he's, T-Ball.
Yeah. Man, that's all it took.
So LaMelo Ball, we all know he plays for the Charlotte Hornets. He's been injured majority of his career, just like his older brother, Lonzo Ball. But one thing that he's basically going up against right now is a possible lawsuit from a youngster who claims that LaMelo Ball, as he was rushing to leave from the arena, possibly drove over this young boy's foot. And I looked on Twitter, the X today, and someone made these clips of LaMelo Ball leaving the arena. And I want y'all to check this out.
LaMelo Ball drives in real life like he's in GTA, blasting through red lights.
So when I saw or heard about this lawsuit that's pending, and then I see this video, I'm like, well, I can kind of see where that's coming from, because he not even looking both ways. He just leaving right out the arena like, you know what, I'm gone, I'm out this thing. And y'all saying that he's running red lights like he in St. Louis. You know what I'm saying?
Funny but true. All facts.
For real. Like how reckless, and it goes back to what I've always said. When you're at a certain tax bracket, why are you still driving?
I was thinking the same thing.
Because one little mistake, like you could have saw a video right there of him running into someone or someone running to him, and he could be dead or he could kill somebody else. Why, if you're in a certain tax bracket, why are you still driving?
It can make sense. Make it make sense. But I guess we in that tax bracket, why it don't make sense to us.
I was just trying to distinguish. You said recklessly, and that would be conscious disregard of a substantial and unjustified risk exists or will result from conduct, gross deviation from what an ordinary person would do. 2 degrees, two steps. So yeah, that sounds about reckless. Yeah.
Boy, that boy good.
A little bit more negligence, a little bit more.
Before we
Caitlin Clark is a little bit more than LeBron's son, you know. A little bit more.
Shots fired. Before we continue, Bunny, I know that you got to go ahead and sign off. So, any last words before you leave the show tonight?
I can't wait for the NBA Finals. We got 2 great conference finals matches. Shout out to Jason Tatum and the Celtics. They pulled off an OT win last night. Again, my boy Ant and these Mavs going at it right now. Just stay tuned. As far as the women's side of the NBA games, they just getting started. You know, we're talking about the Caitlin Clark stuff earlier, but I'm telling you, I saw the video her this week when one of the vets was like mouthing, chopping off, like it's a grown woman league. This ain't college no more. So by this time next year, y'all, we're gonna have a different storyline. Caitlin's still gonna be shooting from the half court line in the logo. It's all good. Just like you said, storyline, because this is all what? Entertainment. So TBD, not just for Caitlin Clark, but for the rest of the WNBA rookies, Angel Reese, Caruso, and some other ladies. But I just can't wait to see the summer ball and these NBA finals.
And Bunny, I said this on social media, and I meant 100% of it. Jason Tatum, if he plays like a pretty boy, Boston will not win the series.
I agree. I'm thinking they should be able to get to the finals. They should be able to handle Pacers, but we know the past track record is like, yeah. So we're not sure which one's going to show up and if he can actually take over when he's supposed to. So it's TBD.
Yeah. But thanks for your time, Bunny, and we'll see you on Ladies Night.
Bye, Bunny.
Week after.
Yep.
Remember, we got the Philly vacay, so I'll catch y'all the weekend.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So enjoy your vacation, and we'll see you when we see you.
There you go.
All right. You have a good one.
You too.
All right. Now it's down to the final 3. Yours truly. We got T-Bone. We got Joe Bo. Let's get back to some corner baseball. They have been on the road, as you see on Joe's caption. Sweeps are easy. Just play the O's. Who would have thought, Joe?
Now, for our listeners and viewers, you have got to know that the O's have not been swept since Adley Rutschman has been called up to the majors.
Right.
It's been like 106 series in a row that they have not been swept. And the St. Louis freaking Cardinals did it. That's wild.
Yeah, they did. And like I said, who would have thought coming into this week that they would have won 2 out of 3 against the Red Sox and swept the O's? I didn't see it coming, but I'm glad it happened.
Yeah, like with my family being O's fans, they were all, it sucks for them, especially since the Yankees are winning today. But they'll only be like 2.5 out. But good thing that came out of it for my cousins though is they got Gunnar Henderson's autograph and a picture with him, and Ryan O'Hearn's autograph. Who else? They got a couple different people's autographs. So my little cousin Calvin, he named after Cal Ripken Jr., by the way. So he still had a good time because Gunnar Henderson, he's one of the game's brightest stars. He's very fun to watch, and so yeah, that was cool for them.
Yeah. Right now, good times, man. And I know T-Bone, you said during the Red Sox series or that game you went to that the crowd was very sparse. But this team has been playing much better. We're now officially in third place. We're like 3 games under 500. And the fans are slowly, because Joe, the game you went to, like you said, it was a nice turnout for the game on the Monday night, correct?
Yeah, like I said, it probably had a lot with, Metro there and the jerseys and whatnot, but I mean, it was decent for a Monday, which is weird because, I mean, if there was a Friday against the AL East team, not that great. It was weird to see a Monday decently packed.
But yeah, I've heard Chip Curry a couple of times say that they're starting to become a buzz back of their stadium, and I do sense that because the team is playing much better. Guys are finally hitting. I do want to go to the flip side with the starting rotation, though. I thought about changing this topic, but I think it still remains the same. Lance Lynn had a great game last night prior to the rain, so kudos to him. But prior to that, he was looking pretty like it. What he pitched 4 innings every game, which he wasn't signed to do that, and he give up a lot of runs. But last game, yesterday, he did great until the rain. Kyle Gibson, I'll give him all the credit. He's been doing amazing, no problem. Sonny Gray. His last game, he pitched like 6 innings, but 5 innings, and he was like, "Hey, I ain't got it no more." And then before that, he gave up a lot of runs. So I'm kind of a little bit worried about him, Joe, just a little bit, because he kind of been giving a lot of runs and everything recently. The Angels series, and then the series before that, I can't recall who he faced before. I don't know if it was the Diamondbacks or if it was someone else. But both games, those last 2 games prior to the game against the Orioles, he gave up a lot of runs and it looked kind of shaky. So I'm kind of concerned, but I just hope that maybe that's just a little small blip and he'll go back to being more dominant that he started off in the beginning of the season. We all know what's going on with Steven Matz, and then we all know what's going on with Matthew Liberatore. It's the same issue that we had last year, Joe, that Mose Locke was saying that they should have done better with, is that starting pitching is not deep enough. And we had the opportunity during the offseason, Joe, because we always said, okay, we got Sonny Gray, but we still need that other pitcher. We still need that number 2. And now we're scuffling because we don't have 5 pitchers in the lineup who can consistently maybe go 6 innings and be productive. So is the St. Louis Cardinals starting rotation becoming an issue once again, Joe?
Well, real quick, I know Sonny got hit for a couple games, but I mean every pitcher's going to get hit a little bit. He rebounded. He had a no going into the 6th inning, I think, and I like that he and Ali have the trust and the relationship, the communication to look at him like, hey, I just take me out. He wasn't hurt. He threw 30 plus pitches. It was hot as hell outside, muggy as hell. And you don't want him to get hurt or give up more, So, I mean, I was okay with that. It just sucks because I think everyone was saying during the offseason that Steven Matz looked pretty good out of the bullpen. It's a lot of money to be paying him to put him in the bullpen, but do that and go get another starter, because Steven Matz has been hurt every year we've had him. And what's going on again? He's hurt again, so like it just sucks. And then Libby has looked so good out of the freaking bullpen, and now we're going to it sucks because you got guys saying that we let Hicks try out being a starter, but we didn't give him a real leash to try it out. So now I'm like, do we need to sit here and let Libby have a longer leash of, trying this whole starting rotation thing out, or he's just a reliever, like.
Well, see,
it sucks because if he gets lit up on Saturday, because he's going to start Saturday, if he gets lit up, everyone's mad at Libby and this and that, but it's not Libby's fault. He had he had a role in the bullpen. He was dominating in the bullpen. And not to mention, your manager came out the other day and said, we have a starting pitching problem that we can't fix. And Mike Schultz said that stuff, and he got canned for it. Like, Ali is saying this in May, and he's not wrong. I'm not saying he's wrong for saying this. It's just another proven point that every single fan of the Cardinals, and not even fans of the Cardinals, every expert on MLB and ESPN have been saying the Cardinals need more pitching. And they didn't do it. And they're 2 years in a row, they still did not listen. And then that's the most aggravating thing in the world. Now we're starting to finally hit, but now our pitchers can't go deeper in the game. They're getting hit around, and we're trying to get bats in there. So now our defense, we have an error in 8 straight games, I think it is now. Like, now we're just making errors constantly. So now you got to hope and pray that your bats are going to continue to do what they do. So I don't know. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm really excited for the stretch they're in, but I don't think it's sustainable.
And just going back to the Liberatore and Hicks thing, the issue is that, like you said before, the organization decided to wait until, either for Hicks' case, they wait till like the last 2 weeks of spring training to say, you know what, let's get you to be a starter, when he could have came in the first day of spring training with the mindset of being a starter. And it's the same thing they did with Libby. You're going to be a bullpen guy, or a 6-man or a bullpen guy, but they focus on him being a bullpen guy. So yes, the organization is messing up these pitchers. Mm-hmm. So that's what everyone means when we talk about Hicks and not give him a fair shot. You did not, because you told him at 2 weeks prior to the season, are you going to be a starter now? You messing up his whole routine on getting ready to ramp up to be a starter. So now you're setting him up for failure. Where the Giants this offseason, as soon as they sign him, what they tell him, Joe, you're going to be a starter.
As a starter, yeah.
You're going to be a starter, and now he's one of the best pitchers out there in the game. But yes, it is a concern. Did you have any thoughts, T-Bone?
I haven't seen as much of the games this semester. There you go. I haven't seen as many of the games as I would have liked to. So this past Friday was the first game that I got to see. By the way, you mentioned Mike Schultz and Ollie. Mike Matheny was also at the game on this past Friday as well.
Did he move?
No, he got cheered. I wonder why.
Well, let's be fair, okay? And now that he's not there, he's not even a manager anywhere. Like, everyone could agree that we loved Mike Matheny as a player. Everyone was excited for him to come here and whatnot. If Yachty or Albert happens to be the manager in a couple of years, I guarantee they get booed quite a bit as well, because it's not just a manager thing; it's an organizational thing, as we said before.
So with that being said, Joe, is it time for people to stop blaming Marmol for what's been happening so far this season, leading up to this win streak?
I mean, I still think there's things he could be blamed for, and I've related back to this a couple times already. Is he's said on a show before that he's the one that makes the lineups, he's the one that makes the decisions. No one up top is making decisions for him when it comes to in-game play.
That may be what he says.
Yeah, it may be, but I mean, you got Mo on the news saying that he should be held accountable. He's talking out loud about Trevor Bauer, and you got Ali saying that we got a pitching problem. I mean, all these guys are being pretty vocal right now, and they're not lying. Yeah, Mo, you are on the hot seat. The thing about Trevor Bauer, I'm iffy on it, but I mean, come on. If we have a pitching problem, there's someone out there. Give it a shot. I don't know, but he's not the only one to blame. He's part of the blame, but no one should just be pointing fingers right at him and saying, you need to be gone. Like that picture you shared. Brennan showed that to me too, of like, how are you a ballpark worker working these texts coming through and you see that it says fire Ali or Marmol or whatever on there, and you let it go through. And it wasn't just like the old school video game, like scoreboard look. It was bright red, crisp as hell. Fire Ali Marmol. Like, that's where Cardinal Nation is at right now. Like, yeah, we've won 9 out of our last, like, 12 or whatever it is, but
I've heard this Cardinal Nation want to fire people for a lot less.
this is just someone just dookied and you just have a little bit of spray. This is just a little bit of spray over it right now. Just a little bit to make people happy for the time being. That's just how that's what I'm saying about it.
Yeah. Which leads me to this, because as you were saying, the offense is picking things up. Outside of because it's Nolan Arenado and Goldie, it's like they have a small spurt. And it's like, oh, here we go. But then they go back to a rut again. And it's very frustrating. But you're seeing Gorman come out more. You're seeing, shouts out to Alec Burleson.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for real talk. He lost weight. He's playing better in the outfield. He's making contact. He's getting timely hits. Mason Wynn, he might be an all-star, Joe.
Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier today. I can't think of a National League shortstop off the top of my head right now who would,
outside of Mookie Betts.
don't get me started on that. I don't even want to talk about that. No, that's ridiculous. I can't think of anyone on top of my head. I really can't. You got O'Neal Cruz. You know, is he playing really good? I know he smoked 2 balls, 120 and 121 miles per hour yesterday, but I don't know what his actual numbers are. Swanson was just hurt for a little bit. Obviously, the All-Star game isn't for a couple of months, but I mean, if he keeps this up, he's on the roster. He may not be starting, but he has to be on the roster. And
Cruz is batting .260 with 7 home runs and 19 RBIs and let's see. I'm trying to see how many games he played, but it's not showing me right now. Let me see real quick.
Obviously, we got Ellie. You know, he's gonna steal. He's already got like 30 swipe bags, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Right.
But I like I said, off the top of my head, I can't think of. Trey Turner's hurt. Yeah, so I mean, he's got a good shot to be on the roster at least. Maybe not starting, but because obviously they're going to give it to Mookie. But yeah.
So as I said before, the offense is starting to come around. Does this show that maybe the blame shouldn't have been on the Cardinals coaches, but maybe more on the players just for not honing in and doing their part? Because first off, that's what they get paid to do is to perform, and they haven't performed up to the level that they should be playing. So who is really to blame for the early woes with this Cardinals offense?
And I'm gonna go back to the guy I was talking about earlier, Xavier Scruggs, with his show. He was on 101 last week saying, and he's not lying, I noticed it today, is we're like one team that we're constantly in an 0-2 count. And it happens on the first 2 pitches, like of us just watching pitches down the middle. And he says that's on the hitting coach. It's about the approach. We know these guys can hit the ball. They're all going up there with a different mindset and a different approach than what they're supposed to be. Maybe they all got together and they figured something out right now. Hopefully it sticks. But I mean, Brad Thompson said today, he showed Turner Ward before Ali Marmol got canned, not canned, LOL, canned. Before he got tossed in Milwaukee and after he got tossed. And he's like, if you're going to blame him, you also got to give him props. Give Turner Ward props for the time being. But again, I don't think this is long standing and it's gonna be like this for the rest of the year. But it's probably a bit of both. You know, the hitting coach and the players. But again, you got guys that have been MVPs and in the league for 10 plus years who've been able to hit a baseball, and now they're just slowing down or they just go in ruts. It's probably a bit of both, though.
And I know that was it last night. Yeah, last night when Newborn got thrown out the game. But if you saw his at bat, Joe, and this was what was frustrating. The first two pitches of that at bat was right down the middle, and he did not swing at all. And it goes back to your 0-2 count reference. The first two pitches were right down the middle, and he did not swing. Then he finally swings the one that was like, way outside. Then, of course, he got called for that terrible strike call. But, yeah, it sucked that the umpire didn't call, the pitch a ball when it clearly was a ball. But you had two pitches right down the middle, and you just doing this.
What's funny is me and Brendan were just talking about it because I sent him a tweet. It's pretty much, or an X. He reminds me so much of Matt Carpenter because he's got a really good strike zone. Like he knows, like if
Right.
there's a pitch that's he's called out on, it's most likely going to be a ball. And I can't remember where it's at, but it's the stats show it. Like every single time he's called out on a pitch that's not right down the middle, because we've seen that happen as well. He's right and the umpire's wrong. So I don't. But yeah, he does annoy me. There's sometimes he just watches one just literally just right down the middle, and he just turns around, or he does his whole little like bends his knees and throws his back out, type thing. But
Right.
I don't know. He's definitely one of those players that's getting screwed the most.
And one last topic for the Cardinals, and this definitely got my, of course, attention. Dylan Carlson. A couple years ago, he was they prized prospect, and was it like say you couldn't pry him off his dead hands, etc. But now Dylan Carlson is in a predicament where, let's say Jordan Walker gets called back up in the next week or so, which it can happen, Joe. He's been doing much better.
And it's going to. It's the Colton Wong Hawaiian shirt thing. He's got a bobblehead coming up on June 6th, so he's going to be here. Don't worry.
So the same issue they had last year is going to happen again. You're going to have a log jam. And are the Cardinals losing faith in Dylan Carlson? Because he had a terrible game in the outfield in Anaheim. He played center field and right field. Like he was picking up the ball terribly. Then the at-bats prior to that series, he was like 0 for 10,000 at-bats. Something like that.
I saw your tweet. It was like 0 for 16. And I was like, that's like 3 games worth of, or, like 3 or 4 games worth. Half the lineup was, doing that. And he wasn't starting every game. Like he started today, finally. I'm going to say the same thing about everyone, though. If you're not getting consistent ABs, you're not going to get better. And that's just all there is to it.
And but
so maybe he'll go somewhere else and he'll get consistent ABs, and he's going to be the next Randy A or the next Adolis.
Right,
because we'll all be bitching about it.
But I was gonna say is that, like, even with Tyler O'Neill doing good, I don't hear people saying, "Oh well, he should have been here," because we tried that and it just didn't work out. And with Dylan Carlson, he had opportunities, but what happened? He got hurt. And some maybe his fault, some just freak accident like what happened in spring training, but it just constantly just bad juju that's going on with Dylan Carlson. But do you just see that the organization maybe is losing a little bit of faith in him? Because like I said, Jordan Walker is going to come. Eventually, Tommy Edman is going to come back. It's too many guys to try to fit into a role where someone's going to have to go, probably get traded. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. DC's got options. I'm pretty positive. So send him back down, or maybe trade him. I mean, we were talking about it this offseason. This is what sucks though, is like he had another really good spring training, and then he has a freak accident of him and Jordan Walker can't communicate. And then he's gonna be out for a little bit.
Right.
That's not his fault. And then last year he had a really, really good spring training, and guess what? He doesn't even get the chance to start. You got Tyler O'Neill starting center field for the St. Louis Cardinals. And then he was hurt and benched, and all this other stuff, drama. So I want Dylan Carlson to do great because we've seen the type of potential he has. It's not going to be here. I don't think they've lost faith in him. I just think they're trying to ride the hot hand right now, and the hot hand is Michael Ciani. You know, Michael Ciani's playing good, and Newbar's back and taking better at bats. And you got, I still hate seeing that we're putting Brendan Donovan in the outfield, even with the injuries, but it's whatever. You know, but I just maybe he'll be traded, and I guarantee May 22nd, 2024 at 8:35, wherever he goes, he's going to be good, and I promise that's going to happen. Like, I put everything I have on that. It's going to happen.
Timestamp. Got you. All right.
Brendan Donovan.
Actually,
he missed a fly ball that bounced off the wall in the I think first and second inning of the game where he allowed that double to happen.
No, and I seen that, and I remember telling Brendan that's why I hate seeing him in the outfield. Like, I know he's a utility player, but I don't like it because a normal outfielder makes that play. Before we move on to the NBA, though, this is just funny. Luke Weaver, he's having a great year out of the Yankees bullpen, and no one's talking about that. Another previous Cardinals player, he's throwing 97 in the Yankees bullpen, and he's been dominant. He gave up a 3-run homer just now, but he's been really freaking good.
Well, that's a bad.
Well, only one of those was his run because he came in with runners on. In New York, but
he's doing 97. He's doing great. We came up there on run this now, but
I'm being serious. Look up the stats. He's been really freaking good, and I'm surprised I have not seen Cardinals fans complaining about it because he's been so good.
I don't think they
He just threw 98. When did you see Luke Weaver throw 98 in a Cardinals uniform or in a D-backs uniform?
Never.
It didn't happen.
Never. All right. Well, that's our baseball talk. Let's get right into the NBA. As Bunny brought up earlier, the Dallas Mavericks and the Timberwolves are playing right now. This halftime, I think the Timberwolves are up by like a point. Good game. I think the series is going to be probably a 7-game series. I see both series actually being 7 games. And as I said before, the wifey, she has a new favorite player, Anthony Edwards. Dude is that guy. You know, he wants that smoke. He talks stuff. He's an all-around guy. He plays incredible defense, and we know how he does on the offensive end. Kyrie, Luka, that Mavericks team has been showing up, showing out. So I expect that series to go down to Game 7. I'm gonna give the edge to Minnesota. The Boston Celtics and Pacers. This series here, man, I don't know. Like I said before, if Jason Tatum plays like a pretty boy, they're not going to win the series.
But he is pretty.
But he can't play like one. Bo.
I know. He's just very easy to look at.
And the Pacers, and I told my wife this last night, the Pacers, that was a heartbreaking loss last night. Then the reason why is that they had a 3-point lead with like 20 seconds left to go in the game, and Tyrese Halliburton, first thing he did, he took the ball past half court and turned the ball over, gave the ball back to Boston. Then Boston, I think they missed a shot. Pacers got the ball back. They had a second opportunity. All they had to do was just hold the ball and get fouled, and then they'll win the game. What happened? They threw the ball in, turnover. Boston got it. Jaylen Brown shot the 3-point in the corner. Boom, game tied. Overtime, Boston won. Those are kind of games in the playoffs when you're 4 wins away from going to the NBA Finals that can be crushing defeats. So I'm looking to see how the Pacers come out tomorrow night and see if they bring it. I still feel it'll be a 7-game series, but last night could have just been a really big stepping stone for the Pacers if they would have won that game last night, because they came back from a big lead that Boston had. They had all the momentum, they had the lead and everything, but they gave it away. They choked. So certain games on how you lose can affect a whole series. So I'm just wondering how the Pacers will bounce back tomorrow night at Boston. And I saw last night that in every series they've been in so far, Boston has lost game 2 in every series, and every series has started at home as well. So let's see what happens tomorrow night. Anyone have any thoughts on the playoffs?
I was just looking, and first thing I mean, I've been listening and keeping up with the games as they've been going on, but I still think that the Celtics are going to go ahead and take it out on the Pacers, make it into the finals. The other series, that's the one where I'm not sure, because one of them, you got some people on the team where they got the experience that makes it seem like, they've been there before, they know what it takes. But I don't know. I feel like it could go either way. I know that the league must probably be upset, though, because these are not the teams that they want in there at all.
The league wants Boston to win.
Well, I said the Celtics, yeah, but all the rest of them, nah, they don't.
Yeah, I agree.
For the Knicks to win.
Yep.
Yeah, they would have wanted the Celtics and the Knicks, and they probably would have won if the league had their way. It would have been the Lakers, and it probably would have been Lakers and Clippers if the league had it their way.
Those two teams, was it Timberwolves and who?
Mavericks.
Their logos look too similar. I can't do it.
I agree.
What is that?
What if the Magic would have made it? Oh my goodness.
They look just alike.
Yeah, they do. It's the same basketball.
Yeah.
Wow. Good point.
And we're getting shitted on for our connectors. Just kidding.
Goes back to the City Connect.
Yep.
But you got Kyrie, and who else on the Mavericks? Yeah, and then I mean, you got the vets and you got the upstarts that basically in that series, but they probably would want Dallas to win if I were the league.
So, Joe Bo, tell us about the NHL playoffs. Your thoughts?
Florida beat Boston. Thank the Lord, because no one likes Boston. And then that game, Vancouver and Edmonton last night. Oh my gosh, Edmonton was up 3-0, and Vancouver with like 6 minutes left of the game made it a game. They scored 2, and then they were just gassed there. But so Connor McDavid going to the conference final, which is awesome for the game. But right now, Florida I think is winning 1-0 against the Rangers. I want Florida to win, obviously, because I just don't like New York teams winning in anything, but New York Rangers, they just look so damn good. They won the President's Trophy, and they just don't really have anything bad going for them. So we'll see how that series goes. Florida was in the final last year. They added Tarasenko at the deadline, who's won one before. So maybe that helps them out a little bit more. And then in the Western Conference, like I said, Connor McDavid's there in the conference final now with Draisaitl, and Dallas. They look really good too. But they should both be really fun series, honestly. But I got 2 of my teams are in there, Fred. I said Edmonton and Florida, so that's what I'm hoping for. I said that at the beginning of the year. I said that when we did our playoff breakdown. Hopefully that happens, because I wouldn't be mad who won that game. Or who won the cup if it came down to them.
Got you. All right. That's our NHL right there. Going back to the local teams here. St. Louis City SC. 2-game losing streak. They just lost to FC Cincinnati or Cincinnati FC. They lost to them last week, 3-1. And prior to that, they lost to who they play? Was it LA? Last
2 weeks ago.
No, yeah, because they had 2 games last week. They had one like on a Wednesday, then they had one on a Saturday, but they both lost. They lost both games. So now they're on a 2-game losing streak right now. Looks like scoring is still an issue with St. Louis City SC. Prior to last week, they only lost 1 game, but now they have lost 2 in a row. And let me look at these standings real quick.
What's crazy about soccer is I know we say it in baseball, we make fun of it like, oh, it's early. But in soccer, the season literally it's so long. Brendan looked it up. I think we're only like 5 games out of a playoff. You know, so it's not even double digits. So I mean, like, we could be okay. You know.
Yeah, I was right. It was LAFC on Wednesday. Then they played Cincinnati on Saturday. So yeah, and right now they are in 9th place with 16 points. The top seed in the West is Real Salt Lake with 28 points. So that's where things stand right now with St. Louis City SC. Still got to find a way to go to a game and just get that experience in, though. I'm sure it's amazing. I'm sure it is. And then, last but not least, Joe Bo, go ahead and do it. There it is. St. Louis City. I'm sorry, St. Louis City. The St. Louis Battlehawks. They officially are in the playoffs. They will face the San Antonio Brahmas on Sunday, June the 9th on prime time. So I expect the Dome to be dang near at full capacity for the conference championship game, which goes down once again June the 9th. So in 3 weeks, they face the San Antonio Brahmas. On the other side, the USFL conference, you have the undefeated Birmingham Stallions versus the Michigan Panthers.
What is going on here? Look at
their jerseys and everything looks alike too.
What is happening?
They do. It truthfully looks like 2 San Fran teams, T-Bone.
Right?
Yeah.
look. When I first saw it, I was like, what do we have here? Oh, wait, I'm a Battlehawks fan.
Yeah.
You got the San Fran teams, you got the Detroit Lions, and you got the
Rainbow throwback uniforms.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Oregon Ducks.
So of course the winner of the USFL will face the winner of the XFL conferences, and of course the league championship game will be here in St. Louis, probably like that following week. So I'm just glad that the Battlehawks sealed the deal, because last year they had opportunity and they did not seal the deal and they fell short of making the playoffs. This year they made it, and like I said, I expect the Dome to be going berserk on June 9th.
June the 9th. Wait, is that here?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
whether or not they're in the championship game, there'll be 2 more games there, right?
Yeah, because they have the regular season game June the 1st, which the wifey and I and baby girl will be going to that game as well. And so we're gonna be there. And then once again, the following after that is the XFL Conference Championship. So the USFL season is winding on down. And let's see, Miss Dub says they have looked better this year. Still some issues, which is really more so the defense. But also, the backup quarterback for the Battlehawks thing is Manny. Miss Dub, if you know his name before I find it, let me know. Let me see. Battlehawks. But he came out last game, and showed out. And it's like he brings something different to the team that AJ McCarron doesn't bring in regards to being more elusive. What is his name? Let me see if I can find out real quick. Here we go. What's the quarterback's backup name? Roster. Here we go. And this is the power of being online. Okay, so we have position, quarterback, and there we go. Where you go? Oh, Manny Wilkins. It was his first start, and he showed out. Like I said, he brought that elusiveness, and of course, it wasn't perfect because it was his first start, you know what I'm saying? But I like what he brought to the table. He brings more of an energy to that team. I think he gives the team more options than what AJ McCarron does. Now, if McCarron is healthy, because he didn't play because he was healthy, or he was hurt from the game against Birmingham 2 weeks ago. But if AJ is healthy, I think they're going to still start AJ McCarron. for the playoff game. But if not, I have no problems with seeing Manny Wilkins hold things down because he'll get even more experience. He might even play the next 2 games since it's not a really important game. He might play the next 2 weeks and get more and more confidence and may show something different. It might be like a Tua and Jalen Hurts situation. You remember what happened at college, T-Bone, when Tua took over for Jalen Hurts and it was a wrap. So, we'll see. You never know. Miss Dub says it's good to have 2 competent quarterbacks. Yes, it is. So we'll see what's up. I look forward to it. Exciting times for St. Louis. Once again, the Cardinals are playing much better. CDSC still needs to work on their offense to get back into winning ways. But the Better Hawks definitely has been the better story so far in St. Louis. So with that being said, that is our show for the evening. Now, T-Bone, before I leave, guess who I found out is a huge WWE fan, watches every Monday night and on Friday night. Guess who is a huge fan and be tuned in?
Mr. Gamble?
Nope.
No? Someone that Miss Doug?
Nope.
I'm losing it. I got nothing.
My mom.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I was over at her house a few weeks ago, and I saw her watching SmackDown. It was a recording because I think I came over to her house on Saturday, but she was watching the recording from Friday. And I'm like, oh, look at you watching SmackDown. She said, oh yeah, I'll be watching Monday Night Raw and Friday night. And so I think it's because of our show that I think she said it. Just hearing you talk about how WrestleMania was and stuff like that, and your previous storylines and stuff like that from the Man Cave. That kind of got her back to watching because she used to watch it. That's how I got into it. She took me to a wrestling event back at the Checkerdome, the old St. Louis Arena. Mm-hmm. And I think Lex Luger was there and other wrestlers and stuff. And that's when I was, like I said, I was super young and I was scared as hell because I saw all these.
Just say Lex Luthor.
Lex Luger.
Oh, that's a. Come on now.
Already know.
DC should have sued his ass.
I mean, look, that was the 80s. The 80s was a wild time. You'd have people playing all kinds of licensed music back then. The WWF on Superstars used to play Michael Jackson Thriller for the bumpers in between going to the commercial breaks.
Yeah.
They weren't paying any licensing fees for that back then. But you had all kinds of Hulk Hogan. I mean, just that name as it was, like that was the whole thing. He wound up having to get those licensing rights from Marvel, who luckily, I guess for him at the time, was going through some financial troubles. But yeah, it's glad to hear that we got more and more people tuning in on Mondays and Fridays. And well, that's all the wrestling that I know about weekly. Mondays and Fridays. And, everybody else on Wednesday night should be obviously looking at the Platform Sports Talk Show. So
there it is. Miss Dub said that she saw Andre the Giant at the Checkerdome. Wow.
And he's 7 feet tall and you can't teach that. So,
man. But yeah, with that being said, that is our show. T-Bone, great to have you back on the main show with everyone and continued great things with what you're doing with law school. Are you on a break right now?
Well, the semester has ended, but as you know, my summer is about to get way more complicated. So,
Got you. And Jobo, as always, thank you very much. Bunny, shouts out to you and have a great trip as you about to travel around the world very soon. So enjoy your time. Everyone else, continue to tune in to the Platform Sports Talk Show all over social media. You see it on your screen. We are everywhere. The show will be archived right away on our social media channels. This has been a great show. It's been fun. Next week, it is the Man Cave. The fellas take over. Maybe T-Bone will be back next week. We shall see. Miss Dub says she hoped law school is going well. If you can tell, Miss Dub, he looked to his back, to behind him, and brought up recklessness.
My purposely conscious objective of a conduct awareness. What is it? Hope, belief of attending circumstances. Hey, I got these all over the place. I got a whole board over here, board back there. You know.
There you go. So yeah, he doing big things. We all doing big things on the platform Sports Talk Show. I see Mia trying to get some airtime. Where she go?
Brennan brought her upstairs to go to bed.
Okay. Well, we going to bed too. Now I'm playing.
Yeah.
All right. Everyone, y'all have a great rest of y'all week. It's the Platform Sports Talk Show. We have the Man Cave going down next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Don't forget, we also have the replay show on Hot 365 Radio, where it is always hot. Your boy Smooth, along with from the Boondocks, we have
Joe.
And last but not least, we have
T-Bone.
Your boy Smooth once again, the Platform Sports Talk Show. Have a great rest of y'all week.